विक्रम दिगवा ने किरपान पाई हुई सी, जरूर पाई हुई सी, और असम्पशन किया लोगों ने स्पैशली द वार्डर कम्यूनिटी के उन्हें किरपान के नाल उन्होंने स्टैप किया, विच सुनन विच आया कि वो किरपान नहीं उन्हें यूज की सी, उन्हें पास अपना प्राइवेट नाइफ सीगा, बट दैट डजंट मेक हिम राइट कि वो यूज कर सकता, बिकॉज पहला तो उन्हें स्टैप किया, एक वो क्राइम हो गया, दूजा क्राइम हो गया कैरिंग एन ऑफेंसिव वेपन।
मैं कहना बड़ा अफसोस है सानू कि एक यंग लाइफ गई है तो वो उन्हें सोचा नहीं समझा नहीं तो मार दिता। बाकी ये भी गल है कि जी गल रूमर चल रही है वो बिल्कुल गलत है। इट्स ही डिड नॉट किल द यंगस्टर विद अ नाइफ, with the
kirpan.
He had a knife. See, he was wearing the kirpan as a Sikh word, but the kirpan is 3 to 4 inches and is usually sheathed and is under the clothes, which he had done all that. But he had an extra offensive weapon which was not allowed. It's legally allowed at all. And that's what he used to kill that guy. And that is we are very sad about it, but it's nothing to do with the Sikh Kirpan. The way the rumors are, or the way the people are talking about Kirpan, the Sikh Kirpan has nothing to do with that incident in a way.
ਜਿਹੜਾ ਡੈਮੇਜ ਹੋਇਆ ਇਟਸ ਅਨਰਿਪੇਅਰੇਬਲ। ਯੂ نو ਸਾਨੂੰ 100 ਸਾਲ ਤੋਂ ਉੱਪਰ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਅੱਜ ਅਸੀਂ ਪਹੁੰਚੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਕੋਈ 100 years ਜੋ ਅਸੀਂ ਰਿਸਪੈਕਟ ਗੇਨ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ, ਇਹ ਇੱਕ ਬੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਨਾਟ ਓਨਲੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਰੈਪੂਟੇਸ਼ਨ ਇਹਨੇ ਖਰਾਬ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ, ਇੱਕ ਯੰਗ ਬੱਚੇ ਦੀ ਲਾਈਫ ਗਈ ਹੈ। ਅਪੋਲੋਜੀ ਫਰੋਮ ਦ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ ਔਰ ਫਰੋਮ ਦ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਡਜ਼ਨਟ ਜਸਟੀਫਾਈ ਦੈਟ। ਉਹ ਬੱਚਾ ਤਾਂ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਗਿਆ ਉੱਥੇ ਗਿਆ ਨਾ, ਉਹਦੀ ਤਾਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਦਾ ਬੱਚਾ ਗਿਆ, ਕਿਸੇ ਦਾ ਆਦਮੀ ਗਿਆ, ਕਿਸੇ ਦਾ ਪੁੱਤਰ ਗਿਆ। This is not acceptable.
The kirpan at any time is symbolic. It's to remind us of the Sikh's duty to stand up against injustice. Now, at whatever cost, against injustice. Now, it's not used in that way.
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਸਾਰਾ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਦੁਰਲੇਖ ਹੋ। ਅਗਰ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਦੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਕੋਨੇ 'ਚ ਬੈਠਦੇ ਹੋ, ਮੈਂ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਚਾਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਪਲੀਜ਼ ਵਾਚ ਕਰਿਆ ਕਰੋ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਬੜੇ ਇੰਟੈਲੈਕਚੁਅਲ ਗੈਸਟ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਉਣੇ ਬੜਾ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ, ਬਿਕੋਜ਼ ਦ ਵੇ ਦਾ ਲਾਈਫ ਇਜ਼ ਪੀਪਲ ਆਰ ਰਨਿੰਗ ਅਰਾਊਂਡ ਇਨ ਦ ਲਾਈਫ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਮਿਟਮੈਂਟ ਵਗੈਰਾ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ। ਅੱਜ ਦਾ ਸ਼ੋਅ ਇੱਕ ਵੈਰੀ ਸੈਂਸਿਟਿਵ, ਵੈਰੀ ਇਮੋਸ਼ਨਲ ਐਂਡ ਇਟਸ ਅ ਟ੍ਰੈਜਿਕ ਇੰਸੀਡੈਂਟ ਹੋਇਆ ਜੋ ਉਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ। ਮੈਂ ਬਿਫੋਰ ਅੱਗੇ ਜਾਣ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਨਾ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸ ਦੇਵਾਂ ਥੋੜ੍ਹਾ ਬਹੁਤਾ, ਫਿਰ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਡਿਸਕਲੇਮਰ ਕਰਾਂਗਾ ਕਿ ਅੱਜ ਜੋ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਇਟਸ ਓਨਲੀ ਅ ਚੈਟ ਸ਼ੋਅ ਐਂਡ ਸਾਡੀ ਕੋਈ ਓਪੀਨੀਅਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੀ, ਇਟਸ ਜਸਟ ਅ ਚੈਟ ਸ਼ੋਅ। ਅਸੀਂ ਜੋ ਇੰਸੀਡੈਂਟ ਹੋਇਆ ਉਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਡਿਸਕਸ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ, ਨਾ ਤੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਗੈਸਟਾਂ ਦਾ ਕੋਈ ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈਗਾ, ਨਾ ਸਾਡਾ ਅਕਾਲ ਚੱਲਣ ਦਾ। ਇਟਸ ਓਨਲੀ ਪਿਓਰ ਅ ਚੈਟ ਸ਼ੋਅ ਕਿ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਦਿਸ ਇਜ਼ ਦ ਟਾਈਮ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਹੋ ਕੇ ਕੁਛ ਨਾ ਕੁਛ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ। ਆਮ ਟਾਕਿੰਗ ਅਬਾਊਟ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਹੋਣਾ ਕਿ ਆਪਣਾ ਵਿਕਰਮ ਦਿਗਵਾ ਜਿਹਨੇ ਕਿ 23 ਸਾਲਾਂ ਦਾ ਸੀ, ਇੱਕ ਗੋਰਾ 18 ਸਾਲ ਦੇ ਨੂੰ ਸਟੈਪ ਕੀਤਾ ਇਨ ਸਾਊਥਹੈਂਪਟਨ। ਅੱਜ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਡੇਟ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ। ਦੇ ਬੀਨ ਫਾਊਂਡ ਗਿਲਟੀ, ਸੋ ਇਜ਼ ਦਾ ਮਦਰ, ਐਂਡ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਅੱਜ ਸਿਰਫ ਸੈਂਟੈਂਸ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈਗਾ। ਐਟ ਦ ਮੋਮੈਂਟ ਵੀ ਸਟਿਲ ਵੇਟਿੰਗ ਫॉर ਇਟ, ਕੋਈ ਨਿਊਜ਼ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗੇ, ਬਟ ਦੇ ਵੁੱਡ ਬੀ ਸੈਂਟੈਂਸ ਟੂਡੇ। ਯੂ ਨੋ, ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਗੈਸਟਾਂ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਕਿ ਸੋ ਡਿਫੀਕਲਟ ਫॉर ਮੀ ਟੂ ਫਾਈਂਡ, ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਦਾ ਸਬਜੈਕਟ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਨਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਉੱਦਾਂ ਦੇ ਗੈਸਟ ਲੱਭਣੇ ਪੈਂਦੇ ਨੇ। ਯੂ ਨੋ, ਡਿਪੈਂਡ ਕਰਦਾ ਅਗਰ ਮੈਂ ਕੀ ਕਰਨਾ ਤੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਕਿਹਨੂੰ ਬਿਠਾਉਣਾ, ਉੱਥੇ ਕੀ ਕਰਨਾ, ਉਹ ਉੱਥੇ ਕਿਹੜਾ ਬੰਦਾ ਸੂਟ ਕਰਦਾ। I could not find any better guests than these two guests today, and they are intellectual, very well known, and बहुत अच्छा काम करते हैं। The first Sikh to enter the House of Lords in the Parliament ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ। ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਗੈਸਟ ਕਰ ਲੈਣਾ ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦਾ, ਸਰਦਾਰ ਇੰਦਰਜੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ and Lord of Wimbledon, and अपनी भैन जी डॉक्टर कन्वरजीत कौर CBE, जो कि बहुत किसी भी तरह का मुद्दा पंजाब चुदा उन वेरी हाई लैवल अपना जथेदार तक लैके जाते हैं, कोई पाकिस्तान की गल हो, प्राइम मिनिस्टर तक लैके जाते हैं। लॉर्ड सिंह इज द पॉइंट जो सिखा एग्जम्पशन मिली सी सोड कैरी करने की, ही इज द वन हू एक्चुअली प्लेड द पार्ट। सो जो उन्होंने इन्ना कुछ किया, आई एम श्योर ही मस्ट बी वेरी वेरी अपसेट कहना तो बड़ा पोलाइट लफ्ज़ है, ही मस्ट बी वेरी हर्ट इंटरनली कि आफ्टर सो मच हार्ड वर्क लकीली बीइंग इन द पार्लियामेंट उन्होंने फाइट करके सानू एग्जम्पशन लैके दी। इस शो बारे गल करेंगे, पहला उन्हें मैं इनवाइट करके उन्हें फतेह बुला के शो के लैके देना। भैन जी वाहिगुरू जी का खालसा, वाहिगुरू जी की फतेह। भैन जी हुण ते ना not only UK ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ national international ਹਰ social media ਤੇ ਇਹ news ਆ ਰਹੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ and it's very negative news ਆ ਰਹੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ majority ਮੈਂ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਵੀ I'm very active on the social media ਮੈਂ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਵੀ clip ਜੋ ਵੀ ਮੈਂ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਨਾ they all negative people are catching the wrong end of the stick ਤੁਸੀਂ ਥੋੜਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੀ news ਸੁਣੀ ਹੈ tell me how do you feel about it because ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਕਹਾਂਗਾ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸਟੈਬਿੰਗ ਹੋਈ ਸੀਗੀ ਆਪਣਾ ਵਿਕਰਮ ਦਿਗਵਾ ਨੇ ਕਿਰਪਾਨ ਪਾਈ ਹੋਈ ਸੀ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਪਾਈ ਹੋਈ ਸੀਗੀ ਔਰ assumption ਕੀਤਾ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੇ ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲੀ ਦਾ ਵਾਰਡਰ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਕਿ ਉਹਨੇ ਕਿਰਪਾਨ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਸਟੈਬ ਕੀਤਾ ਵਿੱਚ ਸੁਣਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਇਆ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਕਿਰਪਾਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਉਹਨੇ ਯੂਜ਼ ਕੀਤੀ ਸੀ ਉਹਦੇ ਪਾਸ ਆਪਣਾ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਵੇਟ ਨਾਈਫ ਸੀਗਾ but that doesn't make him right ਕਿ ਉਹ ਯੂਜ਼ ਕਰ ਸਕਦਾ because ਪਹਿਲਾ ਤੋਂ ਉਹਨੇ ਸਟੈਬ ਕੀਤਾ ਇੱਕ ਉਹ ਕ੍ਰਾਈਮ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਦੂਜਾ ਕ੍ਰਾਈਮ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਕੈਰਿੰਗ ਐਨ offensive weapon ਪੰਜੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੀ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਚਾਹੋਗੇ
ਮੈਂ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਬੜਾ ਅਫਸੋਸ ਹੈ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕਿ ਇੱਕ ਯੰਗ ਲਾਈਫ 'ਚ ਗਈ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਉਹਨੇ ਸੋਚਿਆ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਮਝਿਆ ਨਹੀਂ ਤੇ ਮਾਰ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਬਾਕੀ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਗੱਲ ਰਿਊਮਰ ਚੱਲ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਗਲਤ ਹੈ he did not kill the youngster with a knife with the kirpan. He had a knife. See, he was wearing the kirpan as a Sikh word, but the kirpan is 3 to 4 inches and is usually sheathed and is under the clothes, which he had done all that. But he had an extra offensive weapon which was not allowed. It's legally allowed at all. And that's what he used to kill that guy. And that is we are very sad about it, but it's nothing to do with the Sikh Kirpan. The way the rumors are, or the way the people are talking about Kirpan, the Sikh Kirpan has nothing to do with that incident in a way. He was a Sikh. The guy was a Sikh. But then, unfortunately, there are some Sikhs, some people in every community who are not very careful, who are not very cautious and do make mistakes. And that's what that guy did, killed with the knife he had, not with the kirpan. So this, to say that he was killed with the kirpan is absolutely wrong. I think we should stop that narrative straight away. Otherwise it's wrong, and then we will ask people, to those who've been saying it, they should apologize. They should know before they talk what is it that they're talking about. Especially the political leaders, they should have some sense. What are they doing? What are they creating? Disunity among the communities, disharmony among the communities. Instead of bringing the communities together, that's their job, to bring the communities together. Any sensible person will not talk without finding out the facts.
The facts, ਬਿਲਕੁਲ
Without finding the facts.
ਹੁਣ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਵੀ ਹੁਣ ਸੋਸ਼ਲ ਮੀਡੀਆ ਤੇ ਚੱਲ ਰਿਹਾ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਨੇ ਕੋਈ ਸਟੇਟਮੈਂਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਬੋਡੀ ਕੈਮ ਦਾ ਕੋਈ ਰਿਲੀਜ਼ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਇਆ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਉਹਦੀ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸੋਡ ਹੈ ਜਾਂ ਨਾਈਫ ਹੈ ਜੋ ਵੀ ਹੋਇਆ ਉਹਦਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਾਈਜ਼ ਪਤਾ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਨਾ ਉਹ ਕਿਹਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਕੀ ਸਾਈਜ਼ ਹੈਗਾ why do people believe unconfirmed ਜਿਹੜੀ ਰਿਪੋਰਟ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਲੋਕ ਇੱਕ ਬੰਦਾ ਕਹਿ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਲੋਕੀ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਉਹਦੇ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਲੱਗ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਨੇ ਮੈਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਭਾਜੀ ਆਪਣੇ ਅਸਦਾਰ ਲਾਉਡੀ ਦੇ ਜਿਸ ਪਾਸਾ ਹੋਗਾ ਭਾਜੀ we know ਕਿ you ਦੇ ਪੁਆਇੰਟ ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬੜਾ ਹੱਥ ਹੈਗਾ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ exemption ਲਿਆਂਦਾ how do you feel it's a silly question but if I was you I'd be very hurt ਕਿ ਇੰਨਾ ਹਾਰਡ ਵਰਕ ਕਰਕੇ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਲਾਹੌਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਨਵਿੰਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਇਹ ਮੁਸ਼ਕਲ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਅੱਜ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਿੱਖ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਮਿਸਯੂਜ਼ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ
There's several emotions. The first is complete sympathy and support for the family of the young boy
Absolutely.
who was killed, and we will write about to the family about that, because it had nothing at all to do with Sikhism or the Kirpan. He's a young lad who is obsessed with weapons, and he in some foolish moment decided to attack this young university student with a offensive weapon. It was not a kirpan. Now that leads me to the next emotion. That is utter disgust at the way the media and social media have been using the incident to denigrate Sikhs as a whole, to complain about Sikhs, to say that the kirpan should be abolished and not used and not allowed. Now, that is completely wrong. Anyone could have used that weapon. It wasn't a kirpan. He didn't use a kirpan. They say he was wearing one. He may or may not have been. It doesn't matter. The weapon used was an offensive weapon, and he deserves the full wrath of the law. Now, the bigger question remains is, why has it been overblown to such a way, extent in the media, that there is a mood against immigrants, against anyone who looks different. It's a mood in this country, it's a mood in the United States and in much of the world. We repudiate anyone who looks different. Now, if you look objectively at something, you look at the people supporting a particular argument. The person who wants to ban the kirpan, although a kirpan was never used, and it is completely wrong. The leading person is Elon Musk, the American, who is considered too outrageous and extremist by Donald Trump, who many regard as an extremist. And he has been leading the movement to denigrate black and colored people in the States. He has even suggested that anyone who comes from South Africa, the only people that should be allowed into the United States are white South Africans. That is the sort of person supporting this movement.
But you see, since I've been born until now, the exemption this is the very first incident.
Yeah.
And like in wider community, one incident is too many. Okay, in a way can agree because that should not have happened. But ਉਹ ਗੱਲ ਸਾਰੀ ਹੋ ਗਈ ਜੋ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਦੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਡਿਪੈਂਡ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਸਾਡੇ ਫੋਰਫਾਦਰ ਨੇ World War I, World War II ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ they fought, they gave their lives. ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ credibility ਅਸੀਂ carry ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਤੇ ਪਰ what are we doing now? And these kind of incidents is really giving a bad time. ਦੇਖੋ ਅਸੀਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਚ ਇੱਥੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਜੌਬਸ ਮਿਲਦੀਆਂ, people have to take their troubles off, cleanship ਹੋ ਗਏ to get the jobs. ਆਪਣੇ ਦਸਤਾਰ ਦੇ ਮੋਟਰ ਬਾਈਕ ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਐਗਜ਼ੈਂਪਸ਼ਨ ਮਿਲੀ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਨੂੰ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਸੋਚ ਦੀ ਐਗਜ਼ੈਂਪਸ਼ਨ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਦਿੱਤੀ. ਹੁਣ ਇਹ ਜਦੋਂ ਵੀ ਕਦੀ ਇਮੀਗ੍ਰੈਂਟ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਸੀ ਨਾ, ਸਿੱਖਸ ਵਰ ਨਾਟ ਕਾਊਂਟਡ ਐਜ਼ ਇਮੀਗ੍ਰੈਂਟਸ ਬਿਕੋਜ਼ ਅਸੀਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਵੱਡੀ ਕੰਟਰੀਬਿਊਸ਼ਨ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ. ਐਂਡ ਇੱਕ ਦੁਨੀਆ 'ਚ ਗੱਲ ਨਾ ਪੱਕੀ ਹੋ ਗਈ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਅਗਰ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਮਦਦ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਨਾ, ਸਿੱਖ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਮਦਦ ਕਰਨਗੇ. ਦੇ ਹੈਲਪਫੁਲ ਪੀਪਲ, ਦੇ ਲਾਇਲ ਪੀਪਲ. And they don't demand anything extra in the country they live in. They adopt the system, they obey the law, and फिर क्योंकि सारी जो identity है गया, because the way we stand out in the crowd, एक बंदा गलती कर देता, whole चीज खराब हो जाती है. And this is not fair.
It's not right, and we have to be very careful. Therefore, there's an added onus on us if we are wearing a turban to behave like true Sikhs. Now, that's not easy, but that is the way we should behave. But you're right about the image of Sikhs in this country. We've led a very peaceful existence, collaborated and worked with the wider community, and gotten known as a very peace-loving community. That Norman Tevitt, Lord Tevitt, was considered a racist, yet he in the House of Lords said Sikhs are the most peaceful, trustworthy community you can imagine. Now, people like that understood. It hurts me particularly because I've been involved in all these exemptions and movements, the searching of the turban, the exemptions at Heathrow Airport for the kirpan-wearing people who work there, exemptions in the courts, and even for prison chaplains to carry a kirpan. And it has all worked perfectly. Not a single incident. Now you said this is the first. It's not the first, because it's nothing at all to do with Sikhism or Sikh teachings. It is just a person who happens to be a Sikh going bizarre and doing something that is disgraceful, for which he should be punished. Now, it could have been a member of any other community. The uproar would not have been there at all. It is totally wrong. It is people, even the BBC, who we're supposed to trust, playing to the extremists in the crowd. This morning, the BBC announced that this person, they showed his mugshot and said he's going to be sentenced for using a kirpan, a Sikh religious
Even this
symbol.
I saw that this morning program was right.
They said it. Now,
Yeah.
that is something I will pursue for an apology, because it is totally wrong, it's misleading, it's playing to the worst elements in the crowd. And we should be very careful. We have to act with dignity, but we should not let such incidents
But the
develop.
time very fast जा रहा है. I want to come to the proper मुद्दे के ऊपर, because as I said in the beginning, you have a voice in the parliament. People hear you. मेरे वक्त बात करके टोल बजाया, no couldn't listen even me playing the music. ਹੁਣ ਅਸੀਂ ਨਾ, this is the only channel. अगर ये चैनल कुछ डिजर्व करता कि इन्होंने पहला मुद्दा चुक्या, इमीडिएटली एशो अज असीं कर रहे गए, क्योंकि ਜਿਹੜਾ डैमेज होया इट्स अनरिपेयरेबल. यू नो सानू 100 साल तो ऊपर लैके जिथे अज असीं पहुंचे इत्थे कोई 100 years जो असीं रिस्पैक्ट गेन की है. एक बंदे ने नॉट ओनली सारी रेपुटेशन इन्हें खराब की है, एक यंग बच्चे की लाइफ गई है. अपॉलॉजी फ्रॉम द फैमिली और फ्रॉम द पुलिस डजंट जस्टिफाई दैट. वो बच्चा तो जरा गया उत्ते गया ना, ਕਿਸੇ ਦਾ ਬੱਚਾ ਗਿਆ, ਕਿਸੇ ਦਾ ਆਦਮੀ ਗਿਆ, ਕਿਸੇ ਦਾ ਪੁੱਤਰ ਗਿਆ. This is not acceptable. And ਬਹੁਤ out of order. ਹੁਣ ਇੱਕ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿਕਰਮ ਦਿਗਾ ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਕੇਸ ਹੈਗਾ ਕਿ ਉਹਦੇ ਮਾਂ ਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ. I'm not defending, I'm just judge ਜੋ ਸੇ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ. ਉਹਨੂੰ ਵੀ sentence ਹੋ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ because they both jury has found them guilty. The mother for assisting ਉਹਨੂੰ ਉਹਦੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਨੂੰ. ਹੁਣ somehow she go. पर भी कुछ प्रेस ने अच्छा भी लिखा है ਉਹਦੇ डिफेंस ने कि इन द पैनिक ਉਹਨੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੋਚਿਆ ਕਿ ਕੀ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਨਾ, ਤੇ ਉਹਨੇ ਯੂ ਡੋਂਟ ਐਕਸਪੈਕਟ ਕਿ ਜੇ ਉਹਨੇ ਕਿਰਪਾਨ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਕੋਲੋਂ ਫੜੀ ਜਾਂ ਨਾਈਫ ਫੜਿਆ ਉਹਨੇ ਤੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਨੂੰ ਫੜਾ ਦੇਵੇ. ਉਹ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਘਰ ਰੱਖ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਉਹਨੇ. ਜਿਸ ਸਪਿਲ ਪਰ ਸੈਕਿੰਡ ਉਹਦਾ ਰਿਐਕਸ਼ਨ ਸੀਗਾ ਉਹਦਾ, ਵਿਦਆਊਟ ਸੋਚੇ ਜਾਂ ਸਮਝੇ. ਹੁਣ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਹੋਏਗਾ ਕਿ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਹੈਲਪ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ ਵੈਪਨ ਰਿਕਾਰਡ ਕਰਨ ਦੇ. And she's equally guilty and she'll be sentenced today. ਹੁਣ ਮੈਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਚੈਨਲ ਤੇ ਭਾਜੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ. This is only going to go among our community. But ਇਹ ਵਾਰਡਰ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੋਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਕਿ we are with you people. We are sorry for what happened. But that again doesn't justify ਜਿਹਦੀ ਕਿਸੇ ਤੇ ਲਾਈਫ ਲੌਸ ਹੋਏ. ਇਹ ਹੁਣ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਉਠਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ? What next step you personally going to do to save the credibility of the community?
The credibility of the community lies in the recitation of facts. No kirpan was used at all, and it is wrong to blame.
But you and I know that.
No, and that needs to go out. We will put it out from the network of Sikh organizations in a press statement, together with a letter of condolences to the family.
It should happen.
That we will do. We will also spread the other message. The other thing is negative statements put out by some of our so-called Sikh leaders. Now, one Sikh leader, Mr. Kandola, said that we need to educate people on the correct use of the kirpan. It's got nothing to do with that. This incident.
See, that's what I keep on
It's
hearing
got
again
nothing
and
to do
again.
with it.
Kirpan, nothing to do with the kirpan.
It's been used in the correct way all the time.
Yeah, the guy, Digwa had a kirpan, but that was carried on properly. But in addition to that, he had a weapon that shouldn't been carried, offensive weapon.
But the statement itself is suggesting.
ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕਿਰਪਾਨ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਅਸੀਂ ਸੈਰੇਮੋਨੀਅਲ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਸੋਟ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ we can't call it a defense ਲਈ
No.
No, no.
ਸਮਝ ਗਏ ਨਾ this is where people
Yeah,
get confused.
exactly. No kirpan, no kirpans, the one you carry or the ceremonial one, are even opened. See, those who, like I wear kirpan, we've been instilled in our head that that is not to be opened. See, many times, when I do crowd prashad and you need that, and people ask me, oh, we can't find the kirpan, can you give yours? I would hesitate. I said, no, I'm not going to open it. Go and find the one that you need to find. It's in us that we do not open it. We leave it sheathed under wear it on the clothes. I've been wearing from the last 60, 70 years. Nobody would notice that. We are not to tell people, here we are, we're wearing this or we're wearing that. This is for us to understand that this is to reminder of helping the poor, the vulnerable, the weak people of the society. Just a reminder for standing up for the poor people, helping them, especially those are vulnerable people. But this, when they keep on saying that this Qur'an's been used first, it hasn't been used. There has been no incident of Qur'an being used ever. So this incident is not, it's not valid to say that Qur'an, the first
but
incident.
why hasn't any अपना सिख कोई intellectual कोई professor religion da pata हैगा been on the English channels or the social media to put things right. अच्छा तो अपने गला करी जने they're still confused. Goras are still confused.
This is the whole thing, that within the network of Sikh organizations we remained quiet until we'd got all the facts. These other people go rushing in to make a noise and say, I'm a Sikh leader. Now, even to suggest Sikhs need training is just nonsense. The kirpan at any time is symbolic. It's to remind us of the Sikhs' duty to stand up against injustice. Now, at whatever cost, against injustice. Now, it's not used in that way. I've stood up all my life against injustice, against Sikhs and other communities as well, and been told off for it. That I've done that without using a kirpan. This is the weapon I've used, a pen. Either that.
That is the weapon. That is true.
Either that or speaking out.
Or speaking out.
Yes.
I think that's what we need to do.
We don't need to go into the playground games of using.
But एक और गल ये हूँ ना. Sorry, I'm running around because of the time. I'm keeping that in my mind as well. अच्छा लेकिन ना कई दफा जिदा हुन इंसिडेंट है ना. For over 100 years, this साड़ी जो sacrifice, जो साड़ा hard work, जो loyalty, जिस country रहने की थी ना, एक incident ने सारी खराब कर दी थी. You know how long it's going to take to put right again?
But see, that incident hasn't happened. It's been linked. The incident that the Qur'an was used to kill is wrong. It's linked wrongly. Qur'an was not used.
Not used, exactly.
So we got to remember there's a wrong link to the Qur'an and to Sikhism. Qur'an wasn't used.
अच्छा मैं थोड़ी गल में मानता पे. We Sikhs know that.
Yeah.
Very few people know that. The water community don't know that. All of them, they still believe in Zakirbar, right? For this statement, what you just said, the people अपनी community वाले stand up and देने की बैन होनी चाहिए. So we are not united together. साਡਾ एक firm decision क्यों नहीं है to come out and say this was not a Kirpan.
If you want to suddenly ban the Kirpan, you have to have a reason. There's no reason. Kirpan has never been used for an offensive weapon. There's no reason. The only thing we should be very careful of is this momentum of racism, blaming another community for every ill in society. That is wrong. If a person in Hackney or somewhere, an Englishman or some other nationality, was to kill someone else, that would be just a murder. This is an attempt to smear our whole community, and it must be resisted in every way possible. Those MPs who are trying to get on the racist bandwagon, they must be, first of all, told of the facts and then condemned if they don't revisit the issue. Then there are the police and others. They should all be told. There is no reason at all to support an argument that the kirpan should be banned.
Especially when it wasn't.
Yeah.
See, the fact should be known that if the court is saying that kirpan wasn't used, but why are you saying kirpan was used? Just because he was a Sikh, and if he said that, then he's not. You can't trust.
But you see, everything but the stop the boat, illegal immigrants are in a, and the country is really kind of gone into different direction now.
Yeah.
Hatred ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ, crime ਵੱਧ ਗਿਆ ਹੈਗਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਜਾਸਤੀ, it's on the increase. ਤੁਸੀਂ robbery ਕਰ ਲਓ, ਤੁਸੀਂ theft ਕਰ ਲਓ, ਤੁਸੀਂ 53,000 stabbing ਹੋਈ ਹੈ ਨੇ within England ਤੇ Wales ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, and that 53,000 is not little. And ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਐਦਾਂ ਦਾ ਕਿਹੜਾ issue ਬਣਿਆ 53, not even one came out like this one came out. ਕਿੰਨੇ stabbing ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ, very unfortunate ਕਿ ਐਦਾਂ ਹੋਇਆ. ਹੁਣ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ, you see, they only digging the negativity ਕੀ ਹੋਇਆ. ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਆਪਣਾ Mr. Digwa, Vikram, ਉਹਦੀ ਸਾਰੀ history ਕੱਢੀ ਹੈ. He was expert in ਗੱਤਕਾ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਉਹ ceremonial, ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆਪਣੇ display ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ, fight ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ, making sure they are not hurting each other. He is fully trained. ਪਰ ਫਿਰ ਉਹਦੇ ਬਾਵਜੂਦ ਇਹਨੇ ਇਹ ਕੰਮ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈਗਾ. A person who's actually used with the weapons, with the knives, whatever, and he display ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ, ਉੱਥੇ organize ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ ਆਪਣਾ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ stand ਕਰਕੇ, ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਨਗਰ ਕੀਰਤਨ ਹੋਵੇ ਜਾਂ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਸਮਾਗਮ ਹੋਵੇ, they perform there. And he's expert in handling this kind of stuff.
Yeah. But that's happened something that we don't know what happened with him.
And they use the word, he is obsessed with the weapons.
Yeah.
No, but many people are. They collect weapons.
Exactly.
Some people collect toy cars.
Stamps and
different
coins
things.
and all sort of things. You can't say they're obsessed. That's a
It's
hobby.
just a silly hobby, and his mother is now complicit in what he did. And the duty should be on the parents to make sure and watch the direction in which their children are going. If it's over-obsessed, it is not something healthy.
ਮੈਨੂੰ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਕੀ ਦੁੱਖ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਨਾ ਹੁਣ, the hundreds and hundreds of thousands clip I've seen, Tommy Robinson, he's calling all the names under the sun to this Vikram Digwa. He says it's one-off, and he's been accused to Sikh. Yes, I do like Sikhs because they're loyal people. You can depend on these people. They're trustworthy people.
Yeah.
One person is party to the Sikhs. He understands the incident where her community is a banda da hai ya.
Yeah.
Bring the
Kई
band.
bande hunde hain. Yeah, but see, I think this is where the difference is. The people who are genuinely love this country, genuinely want the country to flourish, they're in politics, they will think what they're saying. But those who are cheap and want cheap votes and they want to become MPs or come forward, they don't look at the facts. They just make their own facts. That's what they're doing.
ਪਤਾ ਦੁੱਖ ਕੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਪਿਆ ਹੁਣ, you know, ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਅੱਜ ਮੇਰੇ Lord ਇੰਦਰਜੀਤ ਕਹਿ ਰਹੇ ਸੀ ਨਾ, ਅਸੀਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਦਸਤਾਰ ਪਾਉਂਦੇ ਨਾ, it's not only ਦਸਤਾਰ, you carry a responsibility of Guru.
Exactly.
You carry a responsibility of the community.
Yeah.
ਥੋੜੀ ਰਿਸਪੈਕਟ, ਥੋੜਾ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ, ਇੱਕ ਬੰਦਾ ਐਦਾ ਕੁਝ ਹੁੰਦਾ, ਸਾਰੀ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਨੂੰ ਫਰਕ ਪੈਂਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ. Now this Vikram Digwa, how can be so hatred and how angry? I'm not saying, I'm saying what I've heard on the ਜਿਹਦਾ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ wrong assumption ਹੋਈ ਹੈ ਨਾ, maybe even I've got the wrong end of the stick at the moment, but that's what I heard. ਉਹਨੇ knife ਕੱਢਿਆ, ਉਹਨੂੰ ਮਾਰਨਾ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕੀਤਾ, and whereas ਜਦੋਂ ਉਹਨੇ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਨੂੰ, ਉਹਦੇ ਭਰਾ ਨੇ ਕਾਲ ਕੀਤਾ, no, they didn't call for the ambulance, they called for the police, and ਪੁਲਿਸ ਨੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਾਲ ਦਿੱਤਾ, it's a racial attack ਹੈਗਾ. On the statement his brother made, the police acted upon that statement and they went and handcuffed the victim.
Yeah.
Now, ਹੁਣ ਉੱਥੇ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਦੀ ਬਹੁਤ unprofessionalism ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ ਜੇ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਜਾਵੇ. ਉਹ ਇੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਮੈਂ ਸੁਣਿਆ ਕਿ ਉਹਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ, listen, I've been stabbed and I can't breathe, and the girl actually laughed. He said, no, you've been stabbed. ਇੱਕ ਹੋਰ ਬੰਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਜਿਹਨੇ ਬੜੇ ਅੱਛੀ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ because I really watched this very closely, ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਨਾਈਫ ਉਹਨੇ supposedly use ਕੀਤਾ ਨਾ, ਉਹ ਏਦਾਂ ਦਾ ਡਿਜ਼ਾਈਨ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈਗਾ because that will pierce right through to you in the internal part of the body. ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ internal bleeding ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ, ਬਾਹਰ external ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਬਹੁਤੀ. Drops come out, but ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ internal ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ. Fair point ਕਿ patient ਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗਿਆ, ਪਰ ਜਦੋਂ ਇੱਕ ਬੰਦਾ ਚੀਕਾਂ ਮਾਰਿਆ ਕਿ I'm dying, I can't breathe, they handcuff him, and the pathologist in the end said, ਉਹਨੇ ਸਟੇਟਮੈਂਟ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਕਿ ਅਗਰ ਕੁਝ ਵੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਪਲੀਜ਼ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਰੈਸਿਸਟੇਟ ਕਰਨ ਦੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰਦੇ, they couldn't have saved it, it was too late. ਪਰ ਬੰਦਾ ਟਰਾਈ ਤਾਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੈ ਨਾ. They failed there. Now the police has apologized. The Hampshire police has apologized. Now, ਤੁਸੀਂ family ਨੂੰ ਪੁੱਛੋ, is that good enough, the apology?
That's right. It's not right. They didn't do the right procedures. See, that's what we are saying. That's what I'm saying. That they did not follow the right procedures to find facts. What has killed that guy? And they quickly named Sikhism and named Kirpan without knowing it. And those people who are using this, they're doing it on purpose to get cheap votes, get cheap popularity.
The police should not only apologize, they should look at their whole attitude to so-called race hate and compiling race hate statistics. That is all weird and wrong, because people are very quick to say we're hated more than this other community. And the police say, all right, we'll record this and that. They're putting too much emphasis. The emphasis should be on ways to community cohesion. That is understanding and respecting the true religious beliefs of another community. That's not done in this country at all. There was the Interfaith Network. They would pretend to do that and talk about anything but religious teachings, have their cup of tea and samosas and go back home. But the hatred is there. The differences are there. There's one interfaith leader, vice chairman, a Muslim of the Interfaith Network, who looks as nice a person as you could meet. I saw him on a television program, on an internet program, and there he was saying, I feel sorry for non-Muslims. They're all going to go to hell. He said these things should be challenged and there should be open discussion and free speech.
But funny you say that, mere dimag ਚ ਹੋਰ ਗੱਲ ਆ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ. You see, I don't know, it's right for me to say, ਜਦੋਂ ਕੋਈ ਏਦਾਂ ਦਾ incident ਹੁੰਦਾ, ਜਿਹੜਾ perpetrator ਹੁੰਦਾ ਨਾ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹਦਾ identity ਨਹੀਂ ਦੱਸਦੇ ਕਿ ਸਿੱਖ ਹੈਗਾ, ਕਿ ਮੁਸਲਿਮ ਹੈਗਾ, ਕਿ ਕੌਣ ਹੈਗਾ. An Asian person ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੋ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੋ. ਅਗਰ ਕੋਈ ਤੁਸੀਂ Islamophobia word use ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ, that is offensive, you can't do that. ਕਈ ਦਫਾ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ, a Sikh gentleman has stabbed a Gora. Isn't that wrong?
Yeah, it
ਕਿ ਉਹਨੂੰ
is.
identify ਕਰਨਾ, ਸਿੱਖ ਉਹਦਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਸਾਰੇ ਸਿੱਖ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆ ਗਏ.
That's right.
That word should not be used to ਉਹਨੂੰ describe ਕਰਨ ਦਾ.
That's right. That's absolutely wrong. They should have, one man stabbed another one. You don't say Christian has stabbed somebody or Jew has stabbed. So why say a Sikh has stabbed somebody?
ਹੁਣ ਉਹਦਾ ਨਾਮ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੈਂਦੇ, a Sikh man, a Sikh gentleman.
Yeah.
So Sikh ਦਾ ਨਾਮ ਆ ਗਿਆ, ਉਹਦੀ ਫੋਟੋ ਦਿਖਾਉਂਦੇ ਨੇ. To the wider community, we all look alike, same. ਉਹਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਕਿਤੇ ਦੂਜੇ religion ਵਾਲੇ ਵੀ ਦਸਤਾਰ ਬੰਨ੍ਹਦੇ ਨੇ, ਦੋ ਦਸਤਾਰ ਪੱਗ ਬੰਨ੍ਹਦੇ ਨੇ. They don't. Recently, last week, one 72-year-old was walking with his grandchildren. He got kicked in the head. He's in the hospital. Serious attempt to bad
That's right.
So these things going to happen. ਮੇਰੇ ਹਿਸਾਬ ਨਾਲ ਨਾ, ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ question ਪੁੱਛਾਂਗਾ ਬਾਅਦ ਵਿੱਚ. You may talking on the Indian channel means nothing at all, but at least hopefully we can get people together to stand together. Solidarity ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਹਨੂੰ fight ਕਰੀਏ ਸੀ. The police should have made a clear statement as to what actually has happened.
That's right.
The point
And people should have believed that.
The point you make is very important. To use the word Sikh when it's not necessary.
Exactly.
Is to invite hatred and discrimination. The same way the word Muslim shouldn't be used, or a refugee did this. These things should not be used. If people behave badly, it's the behavior that should be looked at.
So half the ਜਿਹੜੀ problem create ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ, the media does it, the social media does it, the way they describe, the way they, unconfirmed report ਦਿੰਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ. ਭਾਜੀ ਹੁਣ ਦੇਖੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਯੂ ਡਨ ਵੰਡਰਫੁਲ ਜੌਬ, ਯੂ ਸਟਿਲ ਡੂਇੰਗ ਐਵਰੀਵੇਅਰ ਲੋਕਲੀ, ਜਿੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਕੋਈ ਇਸ਼ੂ, ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਕੰਮ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਕਿਸੇ ਵੀ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦਾ, ਮੈਂ ਆਲਵੇਜ਼ ਅਪਰੋਚ ਦਿਸ ਟੂ ਜੈਂਟਲਮੈਨ, ਦੇ ਆਰ ਸੋ ਹੈਲਪਫੁਲ ਆਲਵੇਜ਼। ਆਫ ਕੋਰਸ ਯੂ نو ਤੁਸੀਂ ਛੋਟੇ ਛੋਟੇ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਨਾ ਜਾਓ ਕਿ ਮੇਰੇ ਘਰ ਦਾ ਕੰਮ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦਾ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੇਰਾ ਫਿਕਸ ਕਰਾ ਦਿਓ, ਸਮਥਿੰਗ ਸੈਂਸਿਬਲੀ, ਸਮਥਿੰਗ ਕੰਸਟਰਕਟਿਵ, ਜਿਹਦੇ ਸਾਡੀ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਦਾ ਫਾਇਦਾ ਹੋਵੇ ਨਾ, ਦੇ ਤਾਂ ਮੋਰ ਦੈਨ ਹੈਪੀ ਟੂ ਹੈਲਪ ਯੂ, ਮੋਰ ਦੈਨ ਹੈਪੀ। ਆਮ ਲੋਕੀ ਬੜਾ ਅਕਿਊਜ਼ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਕੋਲ ਵੌਇਸ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਕੋਲ ਪਾਵਰ ਹੈਗੀ, ਹੈਲਪ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦੇ। You'll be surprised at how many people write to these people for silly things. How much you can do for them. When, Paji, as you have been watched in the parliament, Paji, ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਵੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੈਗੀ worldwide. ਹੁਣ ਇਹ ਸਟੂਡੀਓ ਤੋਂ ਕਾਲ ਚੱਲਣ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਹਰ ਜਾਣੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ। What can we do? ਮੈਂ ਚਾਹਾਂਗਾ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੋਈ ਐਡਵਾਈਸ ਦਵੋ, how can we get people together to sort this out? Well, it's a big damage. It's not easy.
If the issue is raised in the Lords, I will certainly speak about it and put it in perspective that it is nothing at all. His behavior has nothing to do with Sikhism or the Sikh religion or the use of the kirpan, the understanding of the kirpan. Nothing whatever. It is a young man behaving in a very aggressive and unnecessary way.
I think we should tackle with BBC as well.
Absolutely.
They should be able to reply to us why they used the word this, Kirpan, and where did they get that from? Did they get the facts checked? If they didn't, why didn't they? They should apologize to this whole Sikh community and actually to all the communities for giving them wrong information. This wrong information has come from the media. The media need to be responsible for giving correct information. And I think we should get all them and write letters to them and say that they, if we can, we can take them legally to challenge them.
We always wait for one another. Don't mind, we should, who we. Somebody will have to take a step on that.
That's right.
Well, I have already said we will be contacting, that is the advocacy organization, will be contacting the BBC and asking for an on-air apology.
Yeah, and an explanation what judge has found out, and that should be used. Not whether this rhetoric is going on, whatever the media people say, they shouldn't be allowed to go and give this news, give that sort of news. If this sort of news is going on, it's all wrong. It's against community cohesion. We are always saying all the communities work together. Sarbat da Pala is in our Ardas. At the end we say Sarbat da Pala. And all Sikh communities are welcome to our Gurdwaras. We got Hindu, Muslim contributions in our Guru Granth Sahib. And we respect everybody. And that's how the media should see, okay, if they do all that, what's gone wrong here? Why this kirpan's being used when they're not allowed to use it? And the facts will be there that it wasn't used. Now to say that first time ever the kirpan's been used, no, it's not first time. It hasn't been used at all.
But I'm asking an open-ended question kind of thing. ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੇ weapon buy ਕਰਨਾ, there are a lot of checks been done on those person ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ, ਕਿਉਂ buy ਕਰੇ, ਕਾਤੇ ਕਰੇ, ਉਹਦੀ ਹਿਸਟਰੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ। ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਗੁਰੂ ਘਰ ਜਾਂ ਕਿਤੇ ਵੀ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਜਾਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਸਮਾਗਮ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਆਪਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਛਕਾਉਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਤੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਿਰਪਾਨ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ, but we don't make any checks, do we?
No.
Eligibility ਅਸੀਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਚੈੱਕ ਕਰਦੇ, ਉਹਦੀ ਹਿਸਟਰੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਚੈੱਕ ਕਰਦੇ।
No.
I'm not saying ਕਿ ਮੇਰਾ decision, general question ਹੈ ਮੇਰੇ, ਜੋ ਲੋਕ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ, because they know I was going to do the show today and a lot of people put a question to me. ਇਹਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ age limit ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਣੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ।
There is that there have been cases of young children wanting to wear a kirpan in schools, and I've stood up against it. They should not be allowed until they're mature enough to understand what a kirpan is, and certainly not below the 6th form.
So this is what we usually advise is, once they're 16 years old, they have become adults, and they've done the GCSEs all, and then they should have Amrit. Even Raj Maryada says that they should be adult, not the children. The adults are given Amrit. So we should do that, and then only wear once they're 16, 18, and then they've taken the Amrit. No,
छोटे बच्चे देखे मैं पाए तो
that's insulting the Amrit, that's insulting the Kakar, that's insulting the Kirpan. If they're giving you, handing it over to this, that's a sacred religious article of our faith. We have faith in that article. Pass it on to young children like this. This is wrong. The parents got to be careful and not to hand over these things. They should understand the meaning. What is the meaning of this? And why the Guru said, why the Sikh Rath Mirada says that there should be adults, not the young children. Once you're an adult, you understand what the meaning of these kakar, understand what the Guru is saying, only then you should be given. How can 5, 6 years
what do you have to say? The lot of Sikhs putting on the viral the video it should be banned, and the Goras will agree that the Sikh can ban करने के लिए they get hyper के हाँ होनी चाहिए ये we should be firm कि नहीं it's another part of life again. This is it's a ceremonial language. It's not a weapon. It's not a defense thing to tell them.
The emphasis should be on the word symbolic. It is a reminder of our need to stand up against injustice. It doesn't have to be physical injustice. It can be injustice in any form. It's our responsibility to stand up. And that is a reminder.
Many times from schools, I've had calls saying that the child is 13 or 12 and they want to wear the kirpan. And I have had meetings with the parents and explained to the parents why you're forcing this. That the child is ready, it's mature, everything. Might be, but there are some rules, and the rule should be that once you are 16, you're adult, everything else is there. See, then the parents can't stop them anyway if they want it. So I think that should be the aim. Once you're 16 and you want to take Amrit, that's
but Jerry, as you I honestly, the one, I could not, I do not see that we need to do something. We need to do something. Why doesn't other people we get together? ਅਸੀਂ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋ ਸਕਦੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਦੂਜੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੈਂਡ ਜੁਆਇਨ ਕਰਕੇ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਫਾਈਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਇਹ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਸ਼ਰਾਬ ਮਿਲਿਆ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਮੇਬੀ ਦੈਟਸ ਵਾਈ ਵੀ ਵੇਅਰ ਟੂਡੇ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਧੱਕੇ ਖਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਕਿ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਸਿੱਖ ਕਹਿ ਰਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਜੋ ਨੇ ਕੀਤਾ ਉੱਥੇ ਦੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਗਲਤ ਮੰਨਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਸਾਰੇ what he done is wrong there's no if and but ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ he's done it wrong and whether ਉਹਨੇ ਕਿਰਪਾਨ ਯੂਜ਼ ਕੀਤੀ whether ਉਹਨੇ ਜੇ ਉਹਨੇ ਕੀਤਾ ਕਿਰਪਾਨ wrong ਹੈਗਾ ਜੇ ਉਹਨੇ ਕੋਈ weapon use ਕੀਤਾ ਉਹ ਤੇ totally illegal ਹੈਗਾ so we Sikhs as a Sikh community condemn ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ totally somebody ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ verbal abuse ਕਰਦਾ ਪਿਆ ਉਹ racial ਹੈਗਾ ਜਾਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਵੀ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ you don't pull out the weapon out ਅਗਰ ਉਹਦੇ ਪਾਸ weapon ਹੈਗਾ ਕੋਈ in defense you are within a right to ਆਪਣਾ defend ਕਰਨਾ in whatever way you can ਹੁਣ ਦੇਖੋ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦੋਨਾਂ ਕਰਨਾ please because I'm so happy so privileged ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੇਰਾ accept karke tusi pahunch ke show kar rahe ho we very hardly depend on people like you because this should not stop here as jo top hai jo Sikh chande ne ke we are totally against what happened even sorry is not good enough gore tak pahunchna chahiye parliament tak pahunchna chahiye ke this platform is there for you 100% jo tusi aana tusi man dasso and use karo this will be only help us to get the Sikhs together wo bhi je koi join karke because some people might not like it.
We see Sikhs almost by nature don't like getting together. They all want to be chaudhries and leaders. Now, forget that, whatever it is. But Sikhs should behave as Sikhs. That is, fight injustice. Wherever it occurs, you speak up for another community. Sikhs don't. I'm spending a lot of time speaking up for the Palestinians. Muslim community and people in Gaza who have suffered. And in a place like the House of Lords, it's not easy because they are full of prejudices. But I still do it. We have to speak up against injustice.
Vikram Digga झूठ बोलिया जो call किया उन्हें and please acted on the statement he made over the phone to 999 ਇੱਕ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਖਰਾਬ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ because they going to next time ਕੋਈ ਰੇਂਜ ਕਰੇਗਾ genuine call ਹੋਏਗਾ they going to take it lightly ਸਮਝ ਗਏ ਨਾ ਜਦੋਂ ਦੇ incident ਹੋਣਗੇ ਅਸੀਂ system abuse ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਫਿਰ ਉਹਨੇ community ਨੂੰ ਬੜਾ damage ਕੀਤਾ big time which is unrepairable for God knows how many years ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੇਰਾ ਲਾਸਟ ਵਾਲਾ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਹੈਗਾ ਕਿ we need to carry on this should not stop here, should not die here. ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਅਰੇਂਜ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਭਾਜੀ? I cannot find a better person than you. ਮੈਂ ਜਾਵਾਂਗਾ ਨਾ ਕਿਤੇ ਵੀ ਇੰਗਲਿਸ਼ ਚੈਨਲ ਤੇ means nothing at all, don't have a knowledge as much you have, I haven't done as much as you have done. You are a voice, you ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਉੱਥੇ recognition ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ. Why don't you pay? And ਸਾਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਏਸ਼ੀਆ ਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਗੋਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਮਝਾਓ what had happened and how the Sikh community feel about it.
We have been doing, I've been doing that, and the network
I
of
know.
Sikh organizations was set up to do that for many, many years. And we need to do it much, much more. I was once speaking at an interfaith gathering and explained some Sikh teachings on the issue under discussion. Someone got up from the back of the hall and said, "Why is it that we haven't heard of this wonderful religion before?" Now, I very smugly got up and said, Sikhs don't proselytize, and sat down again. And then, to my surprise, he got up again and said, "You should be ashamed of yourselves. You've got something good to offer, and you're keeping it to yourselves." We have got something good to offer, and we should do it in every person, whether it's a child at school, someone in the office, someone in the Lords or the Commons. We can all play our part in doing what Sikhs are meant to be doing, essentially making society a better place. We want to nudge Sikhs to be better people themselves, but to make society as a whole better. We're not doing that well enough at all.
See, I would say that we go to the Gurdwara, there's Sangat there, lots of people there, other Sikhs there. I will request everyone to talk about this issue and explain to the people that the issue has been taken wrongly. It's nothing to do with Kirpan or with Sikhs. It was an offensive weapon that was used, and make it very clear what the facts are. And then if we all do that, try our best wherever we are, it should make a difference. And especially on social media, we should be writing this, that this is not right. The facts are this, and this. I'm going to write everywhere as well. And the schools and the prisons and the army, wherever we got chaplains, media, everywhere we can, we should be informing them about this, so that you got the wrong information, and the nasty people want to bring nastiness in the country rather than taking positive action. They want to bring the negative one for their own benefit. They want their votes and they want their own benefit and get cheap.
जो पाजी that person said to him that the words you use, you should be ashamed carrying so much wisdom and knowledge. मैं वो लफ्ज़ नहीं यूज करता था, पर मैं then हुन भी यूज कर रहा because पाजी you are a role model, and people your voice is valued. People hear that and they value that. Ordinary banda bolega koi value
They don't value my voice. They value the Guru's teachings, which I try and stress. I mean, it is so important to do that at all times, because when doing thoughts of the day or anything, it is not in the Jeet Singh's wisdom. It is the Guru's wisdom that comes out and is widely appreciated. We should do that. We don't have to wait for a broadcasting opportunity. Every day in schools, in the office, and anywhere, we can just stress the better way in which Sikhs say society should go.
मैं एक चीज कहूँगा, मुझसे ashamed एक चीज जरूर है कि if you don't have enemies, you're not doing good in life.
Yeah.
This is a fact.
That's right.
You know why they become enemy? Because they don't have what you have. That shows they're behind you. That's why they're behind you. Yeah. So, but this is true fact.
Yeah.
Everything is honky dory. Somebody love my take a government looking to the you think that everybody they don't love you. They think you got nothing to offer. They got no challenge from you.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
They don't like anybody who challenges.
Challenge you.
That's right. I mean, I was going to speak somewhere.
No, like you and I, we are clean-hearted. I'm going to challenge anyone. I'm going to do my job. For some people, they take that as a challenge.
Yeah, I
That's,
mean-
that's their problem,
no,
not my problem.
In a way, it is a challenge. We are asking BBC, we are asking others, look at the facts. It is a challenge. We are challenging what you are saying. You are saying something wrong. Please look at the facts. Go back and apologize, saying wrong things, giving wrong information to the public, to millions of people, and get wrong. And like that, insulting a community. You're insulting our Sikh community.
Raji, Ajda, we have talked about incident that ki hoya, lot of clarity be given. We are not putting a defense at all. Nothing, not even little 1%. We are totally with whatever happened to the deceased. We're sorry for the family, heartful condolences to the family. Lekin meri ek request again that I'm going very fast. Mary, on behalf of all the Sikhs, I would like you to see on some English channel and put things right, because that's the way to put it right. Any channel, Punjabi channel, to bat karega this. Asi Punjabi ko bada argument ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਘਰ ਚ preach ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਅਸੀਂ ਉੱਥੇ preach ਕਰਦੇ ਆ people don't know what we're doing.
No,
The wider community need to know as we go, we are what we do. ਸਾਡੇ mission ke aghe where we heading to. They don't know that.
That's right. I think we don't
ਹੁਣ
have.
ਮੈਂ ਥੋੜਾ ਕਲਚਰ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਹਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ, ਪਰ ਇੰਪੋਰਟੈਂਟ ਮੇਰਾ ਮੈਂਸ਼ਨ ਕਰਨਾ, not too long ago ਇੱਕ ਕੋਈ 100 ਰੁਪਇਆ ਦੇ ਕੇ ਨਾ ਸਿੱਖ ਨੂੰ ਟੋਟਲੀ ਅਨਐਜੂਕੇਟਡ ਕੋਈ ਔਨ ਦ ਸਟਰੀਟ ਉਹਦੇ ਕੋਲੋਂ ਨਾ ਸੀਨ ਕਰਾ ਕੇ ਉਹਦਾ ਮਜ਼ਾਕ ਉਠਾਉਂਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਹੱਸਦੇ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਸਿੰਘ ਨੂੰ ਬੇਵਕੂਫ ਬਣਾਇਆ ਐਂਡ ਫਿਲਮ ਜਰਾ ਕਾਮੇਡੀ ਹੋ ਗਈ। ਹੁਣ ਸਿੱਖ ਇੱਥੇ ਪਹੁੰਚੇ ਨੇ, ਦੇ ਵੈਲ ਰਿਸਪੈਕਟਡ ਐਕਟਰਸ become Sikhs, and when they wear a turban the picture goes a box office hit. ਪਰ ਦੇਖੋ ਸਿਰਫ ਉਹਨੇ ਆਪਣਾ ਰੂਪ ਬਦਲਿਆ, ਇੰਨੀ ਪਾਵਰ ਹੋ ਗਈ ਚੀਜ਼ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਫਿਲਮ ਬਾਕਸ ਆਫਿਸ ਹਿੱਟ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ। ਆਈ ਕੈਨ ਨੇਮ ਯੂ ਲੋਟ ਆਫ ਫਿਲਮਸ that majority ਮੁਸਲਮਾਨ ਹੋਵੇ ਹਿੰਦੂ ਇੱਕ ਹੋਵੇ ਉਹ ਆਪਣਾ ਨਿਸਾਰ ਪਾ ਕੇ ਸਿੱਖ ਦੀ ਐਕਟਿੰਗ ਕਰਕੇ, because we are gained that. But look, this incident, how far this is going to take you.
That's right. Well, it has been. We've been set back. We have suffered a lot with these statements, but there's wrong statements. That's annoying. If the statements were right, we could look at it and see where we got to go forward. But the wrong statements, and we got to go forward by asking those people who keep on making these statements to look at the facts and apologize and reiterate and track your statements.
But one thing, Lord Singh, you might not understand one thing. Me as a person, we have restricted the speech. There's so much we can say. There's do's and don'ts, a lot of them. Where you are, you can say what you want to do. You can express your feelings, whether somebody likes or don't like it. And I'm not saying you should abuse your position, but I think you should put some words out, definitely, because we need to. You are a role model. You've got to put this right. Maybe this is some other guru ne to know task deta hai, because you can't do seva. With his blessing, you're doing all the seva.
It is my aim in life. That is what I want to do. When I was interviewed for the post of being a lord, they said, "You'll be the first turban Sikh." I said, "I don't want to be a token Sikh. I want to do what Sikhs are supposed to do." And you're right. There are opportunities, and there's a lot of difficulties as well, because some of the people in the Lords, they're very old-fashioned and set in their ways. But that doesn't stop me saying what I want to say.
Exactly. I know. I've heard your speeches at the Parliament, by the way, at the House of Lords. Anyway, time very fast chala. Panji, thank you so much. Dekho, you know, ek gal hunde hai, I'm nobody in the sense, no hold any position. Koi meri voice nahi hai, koi status nahi hai, but I'm doing seva. Jo Rab ne mainu bakshe mein ukare hai. ਜਦੋਂ ਕੋਈ ਏਦਾਂ ਦਾ incident ਹੁੰਦਾ ਨਾ, I'm all trying to do some good for the Sikhs. I'm trying to bring the community together. ਲੜਾਈ ਝਗੜੇ ਘਰ ਘਰ ਚ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ, but ਜਦੋਂ ਏਦਾਂ ਦਾ time ਹੈਗਾ, you got to put that aside. And we are fighters. We are known as warriors. And I know that we'll come out of this. It's not easy. We'll come out of this. We'll depend on people like ਆਪਣੇ ਭੈਣ ਜੀ, ਆਪਣੇ Lord Singh ਦੇ ਨਾਲ. ਤੇ ਭੈਣ ਜੀ 2 ਮਿੰਟ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੁਝ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੋ? 2-3 ਮਿੰਟ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ। Anything on it?
ਬਸ ਮੈਂ ਇਹੀ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੀ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਬੜਾ ਅਫਸੋਸ ਹੈ ਕਿਸੇ young man ਦੀ death ਹੋ ਗਈ ਹੈ, ਔਰ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਬੜਾ ਅਫਸੋਸ ਹੈ ਕਿ all the media, the intelligent people whose duty is to bring the truth, bring the facts and tell everybody the facts, they've been misled and they haven't bothered to look at what is there, but they're ready to malign the community, especially the time when we want community cohesion, all the communities to work together.
Thank you, Paji sir.
I just simply echo everything Gaul said, that she is absolutely right. But
You heard the
we
saying.
must do.
You heard the saying, there's a woman behind the successful man. There you go. Paji said nothing. He said, I'll echo the voice. Thank you so much, Paji. I appreciate. I hope to know clarity. Billy, please stand together and get the facts out before you make any statement. Kadi kisi de na, jalo log Papa Club ch बैठ के सलाह देते हैं, they're totally wrong. Please don't listen to that. I'm not saying they're not intellectual. They might be very clever guy. Official देखो तुसी आप find करो कि सही है कि wrong है. Paji फतेह बुलाइए.
वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा, वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह.